when I was single and I had a bathroom, that's all it was. It was the bathroom. I didn't think much of it.
Yeah.
When I got married, this bathroom, I feel like the Berlin Wall was erected right in the middle of it.
Okay.
And there were two very distinct sides. On one side, you have the Soviet-controlled East Germans.
Okay.
That's me, I guess. I don't know if that's good or bad. Basically, on my side of the sink, you will find two things. One toothbrush, one razor. That's it.
Toothpaste?
You peek over the Berlin Wall, and it looks like it belongs to a circus clown. The amount of things that Rachel has laid out, the amount of different colors of chalk. I know it's not chalk. It looks like chalk. Face paint.
Yeah, the consistency is there.
And I don't think she uses any of these colors, but the full spectrum of, the browns and tans laid out. And, like just bags everywhere. They're
bags.
in the sink. It's
in the sink. What's in the sink?
Oh, yeah. Rachel uses the sink as storage.
It's like a container.
Yeah.
It's not falling out of there.
Yeah. She puts things in the sink to hold her things there.
Sane or psycho? You tell me.
Wait. So then how does she use... What about water?
She comes over to my side.
Oh, she gets over the Berlin Wall.
Yeah, she does.
No
She tears that
way.
down, Gorbachev.
Wall hopping.
So I'm curious, what's your sink setup?
Well, first of all, it must be nice to have two sinks.
Oh, you just have the one?
Just one. And
So maybe I should appreciate what I have.
It's a tiny little bathroom. So we, thankfully, I think Catherine respects that enough. And it's like our guest bathroom. And so then therefore, if you come over, you use that bathroom.
That's what you guys use?
Yeah. What else?
Wait, I never thought about that.
Have you ever been to my room? You're like,
Yeah. Well, not really, to be honest, but enough to know there's not a bathroom in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the only two times I've been in there have been recently when we filmed.
Really?
I think that's it.
Good for you.
Yeah. Stay out of there.
I don't want in there.
Goes
I
on
don't
in
want to hang out in there.
You're right. You just have the two bathrooms.
Yeah, we have a half bath downstairs.
That's right.
But yeah.
And one sink per. Wow.
There's tiny little bathrooms, dude. Now you're like, wow.
Catherine's got to want a bigger bathroom.
Berlin doesn't seem so bad anymore. Ooh, I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning we're taking back Ghostrunners podcast.
Does Catherine want a bigger sink? Does she ask you about this often?
Well,
a bigger
not
bathroom?
often. I think she's understanding that this is the life that we live right now. But
Good for her.
we would love to have a bigger bathroom, 100%.
Yeah. You deserve it.
Yeah, our current vanity, we redid our bathroom. We, as in we hired my friend Todd to do it. I don't know, a while back and this past year. And yeah, the vanity now has more counter space than the old one did. And so at least that's a little bit of an upgrade, But yeah, we have a lot of good storage. She's got a lot of drawers. We got a lot of stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know how much it bothers her. I'm sure it does, but
Good for her.
overall, she deals.
She makes it work.
She makes it work. And that's the other thing is because she doesn't ever leave anything out, I have no idea what all she's got. I couldn't tell you. That'd be actually a pretty fun game if someone manufactured fake looking makeup versus real. I would never know the difference.
You show me what Rachel uses for foundation, and you show me what a detective uses in every cartoon to dust her fingerprints. I'm like, what's the difference?
Yeah. I don't know what Catherine's setup is. I know that she has multiple bags. One of them is more of a makeup bag. One of them is more of a toiletry, deodorant and toothbrush and stuff. But I don't know what I don't know what's in the makeup bag. I have no idea. She just comes out of that bathroom looking like $1 million. And I'm like, awesome. Good job.
Maybe one of those bags is a wallet.
Yeah.
That's where she gets the money from.
She looks like $1 million because she puts $1 million on her face. So, no, I don't. Yeah. That's one of those things. I'm pretty observant in almost everything, or in what somewhat knowledgeable of my wife in almost everything. I have no knowledge of that process at all.
That world.
I'll be like, you look great. And she's like, oh, I just have eyeliner on or something. I'm like, I thought I wouldn't have known.
Great.
I grew up, we fell in love at camp where she never wore makeup and I thought she was beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's great. Every day she wakes up, I'm like, you look amazing.
Yeah.
I love you.
That's what I think too.
So
I my first 3 times hanging out with Rachel, she didn't wear makeup. It was like she was a Kanakuk in the real world.
It's true.
And it was great.
Yeah. and we've talked about this before, but we think it's you and I. Timon, let us know if this is true for you too.
I can tell he's got his hand up. He'll pipe in afterwards.
Just think it's so much more attractive when girls don't have to put on 1,000,000 pounds of makeup to look great.
$1 million? Yes.
£1,000,000?
£1,000,000?
No way.
That's British currency. We're Americans here. Because this episode's brought to you by Good Ranchers.
Yes, American Meat Delivered, baby. GRKC.
Tea and crumpets? Maybe.
Maybe.
Pounds is currency? No thanks.
No way. I like my pork pulled and my chicken grill.
And this obviously is the characters of people who grew up in the UK but now live in America.
That's right.
And are very patriotic. I met someone from the UK this week.
Tell me more.
Alex.
Okay.
I played pickleball with him, met him at Meadowbrook.
Dink it.
And I had Dinkin' Crumpets.
2-2-1. All right.
All right.
All right then.
It was fascinating. He moved here just for no reason, just for a job. He
Across
just has
the pond?
Across the pond. It's for just a run-of-the-mill finance job.
Yeah, just a finance job.
Finance.
All right.
Yeah, I was like, did you know anyone here? He said, no. I said,
Not a one bloke.
did you have any connection to Kansas City or this company?
No.
Yeah, correct. But he's like, I've been here 18 months. I got friends. I got a girlfriend.
Yeah, I got a lass.
Got a lassie.
Is that Scottish?
Got a nasty Sheila. It's Australian. But it was fascinating. I was like, so I'm sure you've turned into like an American football fan. He's like, oh, my friends back home can't believe that the one city I moved to, I've won 2 Super Bowls that I've moved here. Taylor Swift publicly supports this team. And they just think it's crazy that I happen to move to this town.
Right. And they're like, well, it's like one of the biggest cities in America, right? It's like, no, you don't understand. It's like pretty small.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of amazing that they have a football team. Actually.
You've been knocked upside the head, bloke? No way.
Yeah.
Maybe $1 million in the metro as maybe.
It would make more sense to put in like Salt Lake or something.
Really? You think it's that big? Try San Antonio.
Try San Antonio is like one of the biggest. Victor Wembanyama. Have you heard of him? He's like 3 meters tall.
That's great.
Yeah, I don't know
Anyway,
about Salt Lake City. You don't think it's bigger in Kansas City? It's blowing
Actually,
up.
I happened to see a post on Reddit this week, and it said the NFL, if the 32 most popular cities had teams. So it happens to be fresh on the mind.
Was Kansas City on there?
No.
Dang. A lot of California, probably.
Yeah, like San Jose
Yeah.
gets their own team, and San Francisco,
Right.
and Los Angeles, and San Diego, and yeah, Columbus, San Antonio, a lot of Texas.
Would Oakland get one?
I did not see Oak.
A lot of Texas, yeah.
Portland gets one. I remember seeing that.
Okay.
That's it.
That's
all I
it.
can remember.
That's all I can say. That's all I can say about that.
I haven't seen this. I went to Iowa this past weekend. Let's talk about it. I did, I don't do a lot of private comedy gigs, and I definitely don't do a lot where 95% of the audience really knows my in-laws well.
Would you say you've done one of those now?
I've done one of those is in the books.
Yeah. It's in the records.
The records. Dude, you should have been cast for Sense and Sensibility, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you got a great British voice.
I would have loved it. I could have been Grandpa, Zach's grandpa.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Iowa.
It was a blast. It was honestly, I did quite a bit of prep for it because I hadn't performed in a while. We've had all of February off. I'm doing 45 minutes of material, and this is 45 minutes of a private gig. Who Trey will tell you, 45 minutes of a private gig is like doing an hour in a theater.
Why is that? Oh, because why?
The laughs don't last as long.
Okay.
It's not as warm of an audience.
Right.
It's just
Right.
and that's what it was. It was a half full high school auditorium. It's a little different than a sold out theater where it's Friday night. People have been drinking.
Sure. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So I prepped a lot to make sure I knew what I was doing and knew I could fill 45 minutes, and also prepped a lot because I was doing a lot of local material, and I wanted to make sure I had that part down and had it memorized. And
there's nothing less funny than somebody who acts like they know what they're talking about locally, and it's like, oh, this guy actually doesn't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the Missouri jokes, like
I was like, oh, this isn't
Missouri.
really.
And I was like, I don't think that's like the thing that's resonating the most with people at all here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And ended up being great. I mean, almost right off the bat, I just wanted to establish some context. So the reason I'm here, I married Rachel Coop. I think a lot of you guys know her, and people cheered. And then I was like, and her dad, Steve Coop, he taught here for 30 years. And then it seemed like the crowd just erupted. It's like perfect.
Standing ovation right away for
Yeah.
Steve.
I was like, they're going to love all the Steve Coop stuff. I was like, who knows the Coops? This high school kid raises his hand, and he's like, my favorite teacher. And so we go back and forth for a little bit about geometry and doing some jokes. And then, kind of classic me, trying to make it seem like it's more improvised than it is. But I think it's a performance, and it's a way to make people feel better about your show. And so I was like, well, you know what? Let's talk about Steve Coop. And then I proceeded to do like my 7 minutes of stand-up material that I'd written about Steve Coop. And dude, I should have closed with it.
Yeah.
It was the best part of the night. We peaked right off the bat.
Well, go ahead. Yeah, keep talking.
So it was fun. I don't think it's a bad thing to have really good material right off the bat, but it was by far the best laughs of the night.
Yeah.
It was people's favorite part. It's just the material about Steve Coop.
You established the credibility though right off the bat of like,
And it helps.
Well, I like this guy now. This guy knows Steve. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. He's not just some random guy. It's like, oh, we really like this dude.
And I gave Steve a little heads up. I mean, about an hour before I went on, I was just like, just heads up. You're going to hear your name a lot in the first 5 minutes, but I don't want you to be anxious the whole time. Like after that, you're going to be done. Okay. And he's like, hey, as long as I laugh. And so
That's good.
I was like, it's the same stuff I do about my dad, where it's mostly true and it's good natured. And I think people will come out of it liking you. But
Well, and people that know the Coops, they're not just like a average family, you know, like they're like if you had him as a teacher, I'm sure he's like one of the most memorable,
oh yeah,
kind heart. I don't know, like you just love the guy. So yeah, like people have like strong feelings about him already, like good feelings. And so
it's easy to piggyback off those.
yeah, like it'd be one thing if it's like, I don't really like this teacher, you know, I guess we can make fun of him a little bit, but I don't know. I kind of feel weird. Like, but it's like, no, everyone like knows Steve, knows he's going to love this. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of thing.
Exactly. So it was fun. It was, I mean, and like you said, I like multiple conversations that weekend with people who told me how much they respect and appreciate Steve. Like I met the superintendent of D&H and Dyke New Harvard. And he was like, oh, it was a sad day when we lost Mr. Coop. He was one of our best teachers we've
Mr.
ever had.
Pork.
And Mr. Pork.
Oh man, it was a pork and tough day. Yeah, I didn't like the pork and bad day. Yeah.
Pork and crumpets.
Yeah.
Met the pastor of their church. They got a new pastor a few months back and met him at the church on Sunday. And I was talking about Steve, and he said he's the rock of our church right now.
Wow.
I was like, well, this is great. And he's
That's-
well liked in the
yeah.
community. But yeah, I compared him to right off the bat. I was like, if you know Steve Coop, you know he looks like a white Arsenio Hall. Which, if you know Arsenio
So
Hall,
topical.
it's like it really is spot on. But I know a lot of people, like the older crowd, were like, "Oh my gosh, yes!"
Wow, yeah.
And then I was like, "There's a lot of you probably don't know who Arsenio Hall is." So, someone one time told me that when he smiles, he looks like Donkey from Shrek, and that got a huge laugh. And I made that up, but I felt like it would be better if I was like, someone one time told me that. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
that's not me saying it. They said that.
Yeah, kind of like pass the blame to somebody else. Like,
That's just what people are
hey,
saying.
like I'm not making fun of the guy myself.
I'm just relaying what people are saying all the
Arsenio
time.
Hall. Yeah, that's great for like 1992.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a lot of older people, and they loved it.
That's amazing.
And so then they laughed so hard at the donkey thing that I got to use the donkey just reference so many times.
Like how?
Well, I did the joke about how Rachel has a beautiful mother. Conscious, just like her dad. And then I did multiple callbacks at once. Because we had talked about the geometry with that kid at the beginning. And so I was like, transitive property, Jack gets it. That means I'm with donkey or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had some good crowd work moments. Well, one bad. I called on a woman that I knew, and I crumbled. Like one of like the Coop's good friends.
Crumbled
It's like, do you have any moms in the audience? And then I'm not even really looking. I just see someone raise their hand. You there? And it's just like, I've met this woman. She was at our wedding. You know, just like I really know her.
Yeah.
What's your name? And I could just feel the confidence leaving my body. I'm just like, how do I get out of this? I have messed up here. What's your name? Lyra? Awesome. Where are you from? Like, I know where she's from. New Hartford. Cool.
So why'd you lose you lost confidence because you felt disingenuine about like.
Yeah, just like I already know her name. Why am I asking her name? This isn't how it goes. Where are you from? I already know where she's from. But don't do that, idiot.
Where's everyone from in this auditorium? Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay, so that one wasn't great.
that one wasn't great. I tried to get out of there as quick as possible, and I did. I bailed pretty early on.
All right, thanks. See ya.
Had a couple other good crowd work moments. There was a couple in the crowd. They were not from Dyke or Hartford, so I'm glad I asked. I said, where are you guys from? They said Strawberry Point. I was like, well, that's fun.
That sounds like a beautiful place.
Mad Lib situation. Fruit, verb.
Yeah.
And I said, what's your relationship? And they said, together. I was like, just together. Okay, what does that mean? And they said dating. And I said, how long have you been dating? I said 8 years. I was like, oh, that's why you just say together. You were embarrassed. Okay, and so we did a lot of jokes about that. But I'd say this is one of my favorite interactions I've ever had in the crowd, and it happened to be in the D&H Auditorium. This is, I feel like the best crowd work moments are always during the picky eater stuff. It's always so fun. And little boy raises his hand. He's maybe 8, 9, 10 years old. Says that he's a picky eater. And I was like, what's your name? And he said, Bodie. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He probably has a speech impediment. So I was like, Brody, that's awesome. Nice to meet you. And he goes, no, Bodie. I was like, your parents named you Bodie? I was like, that's shocking you're a picky eater because your parents were not picky naming it. We'll go with anything. And so he was just awesome. He was just a hilarious, just like spunky kid. He was a lot of fun to talk to. But so I'm talking about picky eaters. Okay, so what'd you eat for lunch? I can't remember. Okay, no worries. What'd you have for dinner? I had chicken sandwiches and pizza. Like, great. Had to make up for not eating lunch, I guess.
Chicken patties, yeah.
So we're talking about this, and I had some good jokes in there. What do you like on your pizza? And I don't know if he understood the question. I was like sausage, cheese, pepperoni. You don't use ours. Uh-huh. And then he was like, we were talking about that, and I'm setting up my next jokes. I'm like, do you ever have sushi? And he's like, I've had it once. I was like, okay, when'd you have it? And he's like, today. I was like, hold on. The one time a comedian has ever probably talked to you,
yes.
The one time they've asked you, when'd you eat sushi? And it's today, and it was the one meal you couldn't remember what you had. I was like, this is just amazing.
It was pretty forgettable.
Coincidence, yeah.
California roll.
So it was just awesome. Everyone afterwards loved telling me about like, oh, Bodie was awesome. That was such a fun interaction, and the fact that he had sushi and couldn't remember it.
That's classic Bodie.
That's just Bode, man.
That is wild, though.
I know. That's why I was like, I just feel like we have to acknowledge the coincidence here. That is pretty cool. And I was like, did you like it? No. And I was like, perfect. So he was great. First people I saw when I walked in, full on ghosty family. Mom, dad, 2 little girls. I think it was 2 girls. Hope it wasn't a boy.
No, I think I saw the picture.
Okay, yeah, I think it was 2 girls.
Yeah.
All of them. Ghostrunners merch.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Shout out Tim Gilroy and your family. They were great. They live in Waverly, which is where Rachel and I got married nearby.
Yes, I was going to say, I've heard of that. Yes.
Pretty cool that they came. And probably the best piece of words of aff that I got all weekend is Steve Coop's mother. So Rachel's grandma, Bonnie Coop.
Yep.
Who, this is not Flory. This is not Florida.
Not Grandma Graham.
Grandma Graham.
Yeah.
Yes. So I haven't vacationed with this grandma. I haven't spent nearly as much time with her.
Okay.
And to be honest, she's, I think, mid-80s. I just didn't know if she would like my stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just stand-up comedy in general. You're just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's very subjective.
Yes. I hope she likes it. I hope she still likes me afterwards. I don't know.
Yeah. She might be like, hey, you were kind of mean towards my son.
You called my son a donkey. It's like, that's fair to say. And she came up afterwards and was just laughing as she's walking up to me, said how much she enjoyed it, said she laughed so hard, and she also cried because she thought about how much her husband, who has passed away, would have loved it. I was like, This is the best. It made Rachel's whole weekend.
Holy cow.
Made me feel happy. So, yeah, people loved it. I mean, just like, it went even better than I would have thought. I just didn't, I was like, it's a private gig. I don't know. It's a small Iowa town. I don't know. I have to do 45 minutes. I could see people losing interest after a while. And
how did that, did you do 45? Did you check?
I forgot to ask for a clock, so I had no idea how long I was going.
Great.
Got off stage, and I'd gone 47.
Okay.
So
that's
it was great.
Like, did you feel like it was hard to do that much? Like, while you were up there?
No, not necessarily. I didn't feel like I'm struggling to find things. I did a couple bits from a previous tour, last tour, and I tried some new stuff. I tried some stuff about a wedding registry. I tried a couple new jokes, Steve Coop jokes. So
the mom joke about
I tried telling that story.
Okay,
I think it's a good story. I think it's interesting. It doesn't get a big laugh though.
Okay,
the setup was okay. So I learned a little bit. It was fun, and I feel like just the next day I saw so many people on Saturday, and they were saying good things. Everyone's talking about it. I'm like, that's so fun, and saw people at church, and I wish you would have gone longer. So
oh, cool. Well, I'll get up here really quick after the benediction.
10 out of 10.
Tim Gilroy, 2 daughters.
Thank you.
Yep. All rockin' merch from ghostrunners.life/shop.
Also, shout out Tim Gilroy because they had all the house lights on the whole time. I could see everybody. And I would be doing my jokes, and I could see Tim in the second row just doubling over
That's what
laughing.
his comment says, my
loved
cheeks and
it.
tummy are sore from laughing.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
bending over a lot. He was
That's
moving
awesome,
forward. Yeah, he was really laughing at the Bodie stuff. I remember he really loved.
Yeah, he did
me
comment.
acting like he had a speech impediment stuff.
If you guys have a son, you're going to have to name him either Bodie or Bandon.
Oh, well, oh yeah, I was doing those jokes. Like, what else do they think about naming you? And like other names that don't have an R in it.
That's so great, man. Good. I'm glad
yeah.
it went so well.
Thank you. Yeah, it was as good as it could have gone.
Because like you said, yeah, it's a crapshoot as far as those kind of things go. It seems like, and also, I don't know. I would imagine there's more pressure when it's like, hey, I don't know. My wife knows half these people in the audience. Like,
I think probably a lot of pressure on Rachel. Like,
right. Yeah.
I hope he does well. I hope they like him.
Totally. Because like that's awkward for everybody in the family. Of like, oh man,
I didn't even consider it going poorly. Like
possibility mindset. Yeah.
like the idea of like, I go up there and bomb. And they're like, that's who Rachel married.
That guy, he does that. That's all. That's his whole like. That's like his main thing.
He earns money from that.
He has a pod. I'm not listening to a podcast after that. Yeah, 100%.
You're right. Yeah, I guess Rachel really believes in me if she lets me do that.
I
Or else
guess
she'd
so.
be like, do not go up there and perform for my
Or she
closest
just
friends and
doesn't
family.
know how to say no to you.
Okay, yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, sure. What do you think? We can go anywhere. You want to go
Yeah.
D&H and do a show? Yeah, sure, we can do it.
That's fine.
Man, that's too good, man. I'm so glad. It sounds like a tiring weekend that you probably need some pick-me-up afterwards. Am I right, Jacob?
How so do you mean?
I'm talking about liquid caffeine in the form of coffee from Maine Serrate Roasters. MainStreetRoasters.com now, MainStreetRoasters.com now, GRKC for 10% off your entire order of merch and Main Street Roasters coffee and all the mugs that you can imagine. Hey! They got shirts! They got hats! They got lots of grounds!
Lots of grounds.
That's fun. That's
That's
MainStreetRoasters.com. Get them at MainStreetRoasters.com. Get all the coffee you want. Coffee just makes the world better. Main Street Roasters does it better than anybody. Support them. They support us, and we just want them to feel the appreciation. So buy your coffee from them, please. Please, please, please. It's the best.
Coffee
It's
grounds.
great prices,
Coffee beans.
great company.
Coffee mugs.
Check them out.
Coffee products.
All right. Let's play a game.
You want to play a game?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Hey, don't touch that dial because we've got Smores coming right up. All right, so you guys have heard of Wordle, right?
Everyone knows the Wordle, right? Everyone's, hey, this, Wordle, that, right?
Go off.
You know?
A few months back, I don't know how long ago, New York Times came out with another game on their website called Connections. So, Tommy, if you want to just type into your system preferences right now.
My bad. Figuring out if I have enough storage to screen record. I'm good.
Oh, okay. Hey.
All good. Just making sure.
He can
No
screen record.
problem. Well, let's look up the search history real quick. No.
I saw the word weather. I saw weather was a
What did I,
It's too late.
New York Times Connections. Just type that. So we're gonna play this game. So what we have to do is just match up words that like have a consistent theme to them.
I've seen this on Claire Talaferro's story recently
Oh, Claire.
because the word was drip, and she's like, "Has anybody ever heard drip be this kind of definition?" I said, "Yes," because of How I Met Your Mother. That's the only reason I knew that.
That's nice.
So I'm excited to play. So it's just like basically like defining words more or less with other synonyms.
Yes. And sometimes they try to trick you. I haven't seen this one today.
Drip, I think.
I haven't seen this.
I haven't seen this.
I haven't seen this.
So this is new one every day.
Yep. It's like,
nytimes.com/game/connections if you want to follow along at home.
Timon, how do we feel about clicking that button that says play?
I'm trying to.
You want to tell me what outsides is?
I'm like almost positive on screen recording.
Oh, so they give you all of them to start.
Yep. I'll let you guys read them. I'll read them off to people who are only listening. We've got the words blue, pole, Cuban, space, American, kitten, Dutch, wedge, Jeopardy, hurdle, Swiss, date, jack, hammer, stiletto, javelin. Anything standing out to you right off the bat?
No, not really.
It's kind of code names a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of like code names, but with like four things go together.
Interesting. Create 4 groups of 4.
Wedge. I mean,
Wedge and Swiss. That's cheese.
Wedges, cheese.
Like
Okay.
a wedge of cheese. Swiss
That's smart.
cheese? I don't
Jack is another type of cheese.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Okay.
They
We have a
call it
four-
just
oh, blue cheese.
American.
Blue cheese.
No, American though. American.
Oh, American. Okay, get wedge out of there then.
You think?
What?
But because blue is
'Cause
usually
Jack-
BLEU for blue cheese, right?
Oh.
Because Jack and Hammer, right? Like, well, I
No,
don't know.
that's how they trick you. That's how they trick you.
Okay.
Jack and hammer are both tools though. Cuban.
Cuban sandwich, wedge, salad.
Yeah, wedge. I thought of salad. I also thought of obviously golf clubs.
Oh, I was thinking of a women's shoe.
Oh my gosh, that too.
All right, so we're back to square one.
There's got to be
Javelin,
some with cheese,
javelina.
though, right? There's just too many cheese things.
You get 4 like guesses, basically, or 4
four
strikes.
mistakes.
Okay.
Let's try a cheese one. Let's do
Okay.
Jack and Swiss.
Jack, Swiss. Click it.
You can click it,
I'll say Swiss first.
and then you'll click submit once you've clicked 4.
Oh, I see. I see.
American.
American's cheese. So
American,
blue is
yeah.
spelled differently. That's a good
Well,
call.
but I think
Is it
it's like
though?
I think it's a little bit inconsistent. Like, can we Google real quick blue cheese?
yeah, that's allowed.
Just- Because I think sometimes I feel like the right way. I don't know. Blue in French is BLEU.
They're spelling it
They're
regular.
spelling
Oh,
it,
wait. In here, in this image, it's spelled. Wait, let me see.
but it
feels
sure
like it's
looks like
50-50.
it sure looks like it's okay to say blue. BLU.
Oh,
Yeah,
Did
Google
you
says-
mean blue cheese?
Did you mean UE? All right, let's do it. Lock it in. Blue
We good?
Yeah.
and American. Submit. Dang it.
That's a
Oh, I got it. Oh, it kind of moved them around.
yeah, kind of like yeah.
Cheeses. All right.
Okay,
We got one.
That's big to get one because now it's like okay. So we got Space Kitten, Dutch, Wedge, Jeopardy, Hurdle, Cuban, Date, Pole, Hammer, Stiletto, Javelin.
I like to go with words that have the least amount of double meanings.
Okay, stiletto and stiletto is stiletto with wedge, right?
Like
Wed-
they're both,
like
oh,
you're
both
saying they're
shoes. Both shoes.
I
Well,
don't
what
know
else-
what stiletto is.
Stiletto is a type of like women's
high
shoe.
heel.
Cool, cool, cool. Okay, cool.
But I don't know what goes with stiletto besides
Wedge.
that.
The kitten shoe. Cuban shoes. Yeah, I
It
don't
could
know.
be
Oh,
yeah.
javelin and hurdle. Those are like Olympic events.
and pole.
Oh, pole vault. Oh, hammer throw. Yes. Pole, hammer,
Pole, javelin,
hurdle, javelin.
hammer.
Yep.
Lock in.
These?
Yep.
Little
Track and
thing.
field events.
Boom.
Bang.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Track and field equipment. Okay, so now we got Jeopardy, Wedge, Cuban, Date, Dutch, Kitten, Stiletto, Space.
How is stiletto and Jeopardy going to fit in here?
So like
Jeopardy.
some kind of show, a dating show. Oh, the show Jeopardy. The show about space.
Jeopardy. I mean, Dutch and Cuban seem almost too easy to put together. Is that fair?
Because they're like nationalities.
Yeah. Like that they seem like if you say they try to trick you sometimes.
How did this get harder with less options?
Well,
Kitten?
because there's nothing even close to kitten.
Kitten? What's kitten match with?
Kittens
What's a double meaning of
Kitten's in jeopardy because he's out on the wedge. We need to give him some space. Give him back in here.
Pull him in with a stiletto. I'd like to choose 5.
Date.
Jeopardy.
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 Dutch.
I mean, Jeopardy, obviously, I'm just continuing to think of the game show, but Jeopardy is also just meaning
Danger.
danger.
Yeah. So like high stakes space.
Hey, let's press the word shuffle. Let's get us a shuffle here. See the words in a new order.
Smart.
Gotta shuffle. There we go. Whole new world.
Oh my gosh.
Dates on my side now.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, some of the categories, sometimes it's not like an overarching category like cheeses. It could be like blank something.
Oh, okay.
So like words can precede it or
Oh, great.
come after it. So for instance, like,
Oh, got it.
Oh, wow.
Double Dutch, double date,
oh,
Double
whoa,
space.
double space.
double
Okay, there's 3 at least. Double date. So click
double Jeopardy.
double Jeopardy.
Jake, say that next time.
Yes,
Yeah,
those
yeah,
4.
yeah.
Those 4. Amazing.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So what's the last one?
Kitten,
What's the
stiletto,
category?
Cuban, and wedge. Maybe we don't know that much about shoes. I don't
Trying
know.
to figure out what this.
Yeah,
I would put those 4 though together, Timon.
I'd click those 4.
Kitten.
Yeah, this will be fun to reveal
Heel?
the category here.
Find out.
Everything that has heels.
Kinds of
of
heels.
heels.
Brad's a genius.
What is that?
Wow.
What's a Cuban heel?
Here, press X. I want to see the.
It's like a bad guy in wrestling. It's a sturdy style of footwear that characteristically features a heel that grows narrower toward the bottom. See, we just didn't know.
Oh wow! So kitten
Kitten
does have
heel.
a double meaning.
Oh, Cuban heels look like. I just searched Cuban heels. They got a lot of cowboy boots. Boots, nice. I like kitten heels. Oh, those look so uncomfortable. Slingback kitten heels.
Slick back.
Slingback. Where do I go back to? I don't want images. I want Interesting. That was fun. Do we?
I just got done calling you a genius. Your next sentence is, that was fun. Did we just
Did we just get one of them, or can we do it? Do we do it?
Gotta wait till midnight.
We can't do like a previous version or anything.
Oh, probably can. Let's go out on top.
I'd assume so.
I reckon you find a way.
Reckon. That's fun. Connections. Yeah, New York Times connections. I enjoyed that a lot.
I thought you guys might.
Thanks,
That
Jake.
was fun.
Good work.
Thanks, Jacob. Let's do some s'mores, huh?
Great.
Or do you have anything else?
And
in your
don't
notes?
touch that dial, because I forgot about something and I had Rachel text me. Everyone's dying to know, what was the improv group like that opened up for me?
Oh,
Remember that?
yeah. You want to wait, or you want to
They
talk
were
about that
special.
first?
Let's do s'mores. I'm excited
Okay.
about s'mores. I got 1,000 things written down.
Okay, I've got about 6 maybe.
Okay.
This,
All right.
I'm gonna lose. That's
No,
okay
no, no.
though, because
6
my
quality
brain,
ones?
my brain doesn't really work like this.
It's
It really is
quality.
quality.
Because I don't know how to rank what I've got.
Let me tell you a little secret though about s'mores is that if you have a lot of good honorable mentions, it'll cloud people's mind into thinking that your 4 were pretty good. So that is one thing. If you have a lot of honorable mentions, I think sometimes
Spoiled
it'll-
my strategy.
All right. So the s'mores this week is just that still exists.
What?
That's the name of the s'mores. What? That still exists. Okay, you got to say it like that. That still exists.
Don't open your mouth much.
That still exists.
Ventriloquist style.
That still exists. Yes. So just things that you're surprised still are kicking, alive and kicking. So Timon, you only have 6, so let's have you go first.
I had the thought, I was like, this is Jake's kind of thing, because I feel like you're like
Yeah.
very analytical and like logically like
Yeah.
Rachel and I were going off last night.
and like
Jake
I'm,
gets fired up about
I just kind of
obsolescence things.
accept things how they are. I feel like
It's probably a good trait time.
we'll see. The radio.
Hey,
I wrote down.
first thing I wrote down was the radio.
Wow.
Good
okay.
first pick.
Cool.
Let me write down the answers real quick.
Wow.
Cool.
All of a sudden, Timon just got confident. He's like, oh,
Well,
you know
talk to us about it, Timon. Why do you say that?
First of all, because it's like the fact that they aren't popular anymore are ruining themselves more, because then it's less enjoyable because there's so many ads.
Yes.
I found this out because I
Jake talked about that last week.
I drove the truck, which didn't have like a phone connection thing,
so hard to find just anything playing music.
and it's
The answer, my friends, is called sports talk radio. It is the thing that is
right
keeping
up my
AM.
alley. That's
Well,
thanks.
Timon, you'd learn more if you listen. That's true. Yeah,
Free agency's coming.
it's wonderful, and not as many commercials either. Or at least like if somebody talks for 20 minutes versus like 4 songs, it feels like you got a lot more value out of listening.
Yeah, it's true.
So, all right, you go next, Jake.
Okay. That still exists?
What?
Racism? No, just kidding. I was joking with Rachel. I'm only going to do like social justice issues the whole time.
I did think I was
Wage
like,
gap.
How political are we going to get? How religious are we going to get on this? Like that people still believe in that religion?
Black incarceration rates? No, just like,
I typed like racism and it autocorrected to Rachel, which I thought
that
was,
still exists?
Oh,
That
Mrs.
still
Pork?
Mrs.
Are you
Pork is still
kidding?
a thing.
Oh,
Mine are in no particular order. I don't even know where to start. Let's go with this is a job. This is a position that still exists.
what?
Toll booth operators. Can we not automate the toll booth?
Yeah, like
What are you doing there? You swipe my credit card. A
What?
machine's been doing that for 20 years.
Who are they choosing to be like, this toll booth needs a person, this one just take,
You'll be fine. Have
do
the
it.
money machine that you just throw coins in.
yeah, which Gunner gets out of his car and picks up coins that have missed.
Christmas morning for Gunner.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a good answer. 'Cause,
Toll
yeah, you're
booth
right.
operator.
It's like, think about all the other things that are like, there's no toll, well, maybe there are some, but like parking garages, you just put your card in and go.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Thank you.
Toll booth operator.
That
Still exists. What? All right, my first one, I maybe gave this as an example, but fax machines, just insane.
I was suggested to fax something yesterday, and I said,
Why don't you just send it on your dinosaur?
get lost, brother.
I don't understand. Just who needs them? Who's ever needed? I mean, we have email now, and we can take a picture, and I'm pretty sure that's the same legally binding thing as like sending a picture of a document is the same as faxing it. Like,
Oh, yeah. All the tax documents that I give to Connor to do our tax stuff for us, I just take a picture of my phone.
Yeah.
And text it to him.
he's doing just fine with that. He's
Yeah.
doing unbelievable. Like fax machines, just They're so annoying. They're so slow when you even receive them. They're not even like a quick like print thing. It's like
Yeah. Email attachments 100% like just eliminated the need for a fax machine, yet they're still around.
And like some people insist on using them, and it's like no.
It's like the mortgage industry and like insurance, like home insurance, stuff like that. They're using them.
I did find a website where you can like e-fax things or whatever. So I do that every time somebody's like, you have to fax to this number. I'm like,
E-fax.
fine. It's gonna look like a picture because it is.
I think I'm this young, but I'm not exactly familiar with fax.
No,
machines.
I'm
Like,
not. That's the thing. Like, I don't know if they
They
were.
kind of missed us.
It was I think it's a corporate thing.
Because I'm like, so how is it different than scanning something?
Because
Or
you're
checking it?
sending it. It's like scanning it and then sending it to somebody.
And there's
else.
no internet involved. It's like usually a phone number.
Yes.
Like you type in like a fax number. You use like your, the same
There's
Like
a
a landline.
electronics as
There's
a cell.
Yeah,
printer in my dad's office that you just can type an email in and it will scan it to them. Is that
It's the
kind
same
of just
idea.
Like a
Yeah, I think-
newfangled fax machine.
Newfangled fax. Yeah. So I don't think very many like households had fax machines. I
Yeah,
can
it's like
remember
an
a
office.
few of my friends maybe having them, but yeah, mostly it's like corporate stuff. But man, does it just seem like, and it still exists. That still exists.
Still exists.
Oh, all right. The next one I'm going to do is door-to-door salesman. Door-to-door salesman? That still exists. These days, you can communicate with people quicker and more efficiently than ever before. And yet people are deciding, hey, you know what doesn't really exist anymore? Also, people knocking on your door. I'm going to go ahead and do that 100 times a day.
I'm going to knock on them. I'm going to annoy them. And then we're going to try to get them to give me money. Good luck.
Yeah. I can't imagine, maybe I'm wrong, but I can't imagine that being the most effective way to sell.
Or to even just to spend your money. You think if you own a company and you want to have salesmen, I don't care what you're selling. Put that money into Facebook ads and don't pay people a salary to go door to door.
Yeah.
I guarantee you it's a better return on your investment. Do not send people door to door.
Yeah. So we don't get it as much these days, but like pest control,
Roofing.
roofing. Hey, I'll do a
Gutter.
free assessment on your roof.
I did one for a buddy just a couple streets over.
They love using the name. I did one for your neighbor, Nicole, down the street. You know Nicole probably, right? I don't actually.
I've never met Nick.
Door-to-door salesman? That still exists? So
Permission to go combo?
go off. Go off, Burger King.
Okay. That still exists? I'm going to go smoke breaks / cigarettes in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
The idea that smoke breaks were ever allowed to be a thing is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like your job legally had to let you stop working to feed your addiction. I can't believe that was ever allowed. And as far as I know, I think it still is allowed.
What is it like? You think it was like a legal thing? Like they had to like allow
Yeah.
that? Really?
That's how I understand it.
Wow. No, I didn't know that.
They had to let you take a smoke break.
It is crazy.
crazy.
I mean, I'm sure we could find a million things that we have vices in our own life that we know are unhealthy that we do
Yeah.
anyway. But like cigarettes, because I've never personally experienced them, do seem like next level crazy that people are just like, I know it's killing me, but I'm doing it anyway. Like to me, they don't seem good enough to like not stop. You know what I mean? Like, and the fact that like we try to like squash all these other things, like the FDA is like, well, you can't have this thing or this dye is terrible for you, or whatever. But it's like cigarettes, go ahead, just put a label on there and it's fine.
It's fine.
You'll be fine. Pall Mall did just fine.
I kind of checked out real quick. The first thing I saw, your employer is legally obliged to provide the workforce with smoking breaks.
Man.
Maybe it's state by state.
Back in the day when you'd go to a restaurant, what was the first thing they asked you?
Smoking or not smoking.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I always
Waffle
thought
House
that.
especially.
Who's saying who's saying smoking? I mean,
Please. I want to be near it.
there was one time I think we were like, there's a long wait and we're like, it doesn't matter. Whatever's closest. We went smoking. Boy, was it a mistake. It was like, this is not the same Applebee's that I know and love.
Gross.
So, all right, Time, you got two, buddy.
Oh, geez. Okay. I'm not proud of these. Coins.
Coins.
Oh,
Change.
All
that's a
of
good
them?
one.
I think so.
Yeah.
Honestly. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it's obviously the penny.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of the smaller stuff. I don't know.
But what's your answer then? No, genuine. Like if penny's okay, but like if you're saying coins.
Okay.
Okay, it's $1.46. What does that price turn into?
Here's my card.
Yeah, it's $1.46 electronically.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here's something interesting I learned. Sorry, go ahead, Tyler.
No, hey, go for it.
This is interesting about cash. And fact check me if you want, Ghosties, because I think I understand this correctly. And I think this is something Jake would get into. You too, Tyler, whatever, I don't care. So, Jake, let's just say, for example, we all three have businesses right now. I buy something for Jake for $100. Jake takes that $100 cash. Jake takes that $100 and then buys something from Tymon's business for $100. Now, Tymon has made $100 cash. And then whatever, Tymon takes it to a guy down the street with cash, buys it for $100. That same $100 has circulated around the economy, and that is $100. If I were to say, Jake charged me $100, I pay him $100 with a credit card, Jake now only made $98.50 or something like that. And then Tymon, so from that $98.50, you go Tymon, spend that money, and now Tymon's only making $97. So by the time you use credit cards all the time, basically the banks just make all the money from your $100. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you're no longer making $100. You just made whatever that minus 3% or whatever the credit card fees are. It's just crazy to think about.
Am I mistaken? Does a debit card cancel that issue out, kind of?
I don't know. I don't.
Because that's what I have.
I don't know. Sometimes maybe it does.
Because I think the difference is like you have the money, like it's
Right,
coming
it's
from
cash.
Somewhere.
In the form of your bank. Yeah, you're taking out your checking account instantly or whatever.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it is kind of like okay, that's why the banks have so much money is because we all use credit cards all the time.
Okay, it was a horrible pick. I agree. I'm just kidding.
No, change is great.
No, I'm so,
Do you have a credit card?
Debit card.
You should get a credit card.
You think so?
It's the same thing, but it helps you more.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just treat it like debit card.
Yeah, and just don't be dumb.
Yeah.
Just
Well, the whole idea of paying money you don't have is the dumbest thing.
right.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people, financial literacy just already makes logical sense, but some people it doesn't.
Yeah.
all right, I'll say gaps in bathroom stall doors.
That still exists.
That still exists.
Coins
don't
and
know.
gaps, baby. The wage gap and the gaps in bathrooms.
Gaps in bathroom stall doors. That's funny.
Why did it ever exist? I don't know.
Just seal it. Just
Yeah.
make it edge
that
to
Make
edge.
it like any other door.
Is that an American thing? Like, do you think that's like something that like French people know? And hey, FYI, when you come to America, you're gonna be able to see some things.
Take a
Or maybe
peek.
every other
Yeah.
country has like just like a community like bowl. I don't like in a bathroom.
A bowl,
Or were you imagining,
not a-
war-torn South Sudan or something?
No.
a community bowl. What are you
That sounded
talking
like that. Not community.
Puke bowl, pee bowl.
Just like a, I don't know, one like place to pee or whatever.
Like a trough.
Yeah, that's I
Oh.
used two of the weirdest words.
Community bowl sounds
and
fun
bowl.
because then you're like just straight across from somebody else. Like, good to see you.
Howdy.
Oh,
Howdy, bloke.
I see you're Jewish.
Not a Kanye fan, huh? Yeah.
L'chaim. All right.
Oh man.
Golly. Okay, good answers, Timon.
Thanks.
Gaps in bathroom stall doors.
I love this
coins.
category because the answers can be
Yeah,
anything.
they're very fun.
I've got humans on here. We'll get to those later.
Oh, specific humans,
Next, I've got
not just humans in general.
Yeah.
The human race.
human race.
That's still going on?
Neanderthals. Are those still around? All right. This still exists? School buses with no seatbelts.
That is wild.
Doesn't it seem like we would have passed a law making kids wear seatbelts to and from school?
Because
The kids don't have to wear seatbelts.
It sure does seem like school buses aren't very safe. Like
Kids
you're-
don't have to wear seatbelts.
That is weird.
like those things could tip easier than a car.
They do.
schools seem very like government informed. I feel like
Above
they would be
reproach,
the first
safe.
to do it.
Yeah, kids actually are annoyed. They have to take roller coaster type seatbelts to school and back because it's so safe. Oh yeah, Simply Fit Paige 4. She was in a school bus accident in high school.
Really?
Yeah, it was a huge deal, really bad thing in her town. And yeah, I mean, school buses get in accidents all the time. They do tip easily, and kids don't have to wear seatbelts.
What's the do you have any idea
No
what
idea.
people are like? Well, but this.
You haven't heard the other side of it.
I mean, but listen.
We don't need every kid. I don't know what the justification is.
Yeah. it would cost like, I don't know, 75, 80 bucks to put seatbelts in that car.
Per bus.
Oh.
How much is a kid's life worth?
They can afford iPads. We're cutting it off at that, though. We're no seatbelts for them. Yeah, that is wild. That still doesn't exist.
That's still not happening
That's
that way.
still happening. What the crap? All right. Yeah, I have a few of them here. I guess I'm going to go with my next one is going to be similar to Timon's financial realm of things, but checks. That still exists.
I had checkbook written down.
Yeah. Like,
It's like the facts. It's like we found better ways to do this.
yeah. These days you could put a card up to another phone and it can just transfer money for you, probably. Like, you don't need a check. I don't know. Like, I have to pay for the Ghostrunners getaway that everyone can come to, Ghostrunners.life/travel. I have to pay with a check. And it's like, that's so silly.
That is silly.
Or it's like a 3% fee for a credit card or something like that.
Yeah. There are a number of things that I'm convinced will die out once kind of the generations above us die out.
Yeah.
And checks are 100% one of those things. Checks, radio,
Yeah.
physical newspaper. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
It's going to be sad when the physical newspaper leaves us. I'll be fine with radio.
I'm already kind of sad about it.
Yeah.
Like how the state of it now. I don't know. I'd be a little sad about I don't think I would care that much.
It's sad that
I want to care about the radio, but I'm like,
podcasts are doing all right.
let's look at myself in the face here. I don't listen to I'll listen to sports radio sometimes, but that's it.
Yeah.
Man, I got a lot. It's hard to pick just one more.
We're going to go off on honorable mentions. I can't wait.
All right. This one's, I feel like just a very strong thing we've talked about multiple times in the podcast history. Baloney. That still exists? People think that's a good idea to eat that still? Like,
You see it as like a poor man's ham, basically. Just like, why would you choose? That's how I
Yeah.
always looked at it.
yeah, I don't know. These days, I feel like I'm not trying to like, whatever. People are struggling financially or whatever, but ham seems all right. Like financial, like it seems affordable enough. You don't need to go baloney. Surely the price discrepancy isn't that crazy. And yet people are going for that ring of bologna.
The ring bologna looks wild.
That was my favorite thing growing up. I love bologna
I
sandwiches.
grew up on it too, yeah.
But these days, I'm not touching the stuff.
We can do better. Good ranchers can do better.
That's right. Bologna.
That's funny.
That bologna's old. You heard that story, Diamond?
I don't think so.
Well, someday.
Someday. Permission to get political.
Permission to go combo political.
Just singular. This still exists? The lack of like a congressman age limit.
Yeah.
Or like term limit, just like
After you went to Dyke New Hartford, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm kind of fired up about this. Allison.
Chuck Grassley. No, actually, I talked about Chuck Grassley on stage, but yeah, that's just kind of wild. Like when you see Mitch McConnell literally freezing. I mean, he is freezing in real time. He gets stuck, and it's funny, and you feel bad for him. But then you're also like, yeah, he's 80 something. Like he should not be in charge of anything, let alone a state.
Yeah. Is it, are you saying age of person more than
Probably.
duration of, because I think that's an interesting thing too, of like, you shouldn't be allowed to do this forever,
Yeah,
you know,
and maybe that
because then
will
you're
be-
become a career politician kind of thing.
Yeah, I think definitely age limit's probably the most important thing. Just like, I don't know. Other countries just look at us and they laugh at who we have like running our countries and what our Congress looks like. It's like, yeah, it's just so old. Like, there's got to be someone better. I know so many smart young people.
Yeah.
I know we can do better. I just know we can. Everybody's so old.
China's not number one. America's number one. China's like number 7. That's what he says in the office.
Yeah. It's shockingly agrarian or whatever. Yeah, so congressman age limits. I just can't believe we don't have those yet.
Drain the swamp is what you're saying, basically.
I'm not taking a side. I'm just saying it's just get him out of there.
Oh, yeah.
Just reset.
All right, time.
I don't know what to.
Permission to get political again? Yeah,
This is
go
my
ahead.
last one, right?
Yeah, sure.
Permission to use your last one.
Permission to do my answer?
Yes.
Okay,
Permission
cool.
granted.
People saying I could care less.
Getting it wrong.
That still exists?
That still exists? People haven't figured out that doesn't make any sense.
That's pretty funny.
You could care less.
People haven't figured that out yet. That's
Everyone
funny. You're
cares.
only 18.
What's that?
You're 17. Like
15.
15.
Stop me when I'm 14.
Just like
Are we legally allowed to hire this guy? Or?
I feel like I've just lived almost double the life. And they're like, yeah, I've been seeing this for a while. I really can't believe they're still saying it.
Yeah. I've confronted people about it. I've been like, not in an annoying way, I hope, but just like, why do you say I could care less? Because that's saying you could care less. Like,
Yeah, I could care less, probably.
care
yeah.
less.
But it's like that. Then I think people have said like, well, you can say both. They mean like kind of different. Like when I say I could care less, it's like, well, maybe if I really tried, I could care a little bit less. Like I've heard someone say that. I'm like,
Try to justify it.
what? No.
These are the same people who say irregardless. You're like,
Yeah.
it sounds right.
Yeah.
But that's not a word.
Yeah.
Is it not even like one of those words that's like become a word because so many people get it wrong?
That's funny.
You know what I mean? I think the I could care less thing is just like because it flows a little bit quicker.
I could care less.
I could care less. I'd care less about that.
It does
Just
flow.
Just a quick. I couldn't care less about that.
I could not care any
I don't want to say that
fewer.
anymore.
I was thinking about asking permission to do a combo and combine that with like your and their. Like, why does that still exist? But I didn't. Jake has already done some combos.
I had first permission
He
to do
took a
combo.
combo. So.
Irregardless certainly is a word, says Merriam-Webster.
What?
Well, it probably is, but it just doesn't.
It seems
people use it wrong.
redundant. Is there a difference between regardless and irregardless? Kind of like flammable and what's the other one? Inflammable?
Or like genius and ingenious. It's like, why do we have a second word for this? Why do we
I've
tack on
never
a prefix?
understood that.
It's
'Cause
the
it
same
seems like-
word. That was genius. He's ingenious. I use them interchangeably.
Yeah. I've never said ingenious. All right.
When you look up the word irregardless, the definition is regardless.
regardless.
So
So they have like adopted it, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes it's like if you can't beat them, just join them. Like, whatever, it's fine. Like judgment has either an E or no E. It's like whatever. Well, either way, guys, just whatever.
Buses, how many S's you want? We're cool with it. Glamour, you can have the U.
That's
That's
right.
the one we've taken from Canada, and we're like, yeah, we'll actually use it. It says
was
the
great.
ear prefix means not, and if you add it to a word that already means without regard, you get not without regard. This double negative is what makes irregardless a mess of a word and an insult to the army of people who are passionate about English vocabulary. Thank you.
Yeah.
Grammarly.com.
That is wild. Yeah, that's a word. But it's not. It shouldn't be a word. It doesn't make it's
Not.
It's,
hey, don't say irregardless. Maybe that's people that still say irregardless, that still exists.
Don't not forget about saying irregardless.
Right? That's what we've always said. All right, so our answers are Timon said, that still exists. The radio? Coins? Gaps in bathroom stall doors? People saying I could care less? Jake goes, that still exists?
You think that could still exist?
A toll booth operator? This is so high. Smoke breaks / cigarettes combo? Schoolhouses with no seatbelts?
Schoolhouses?
Dang it. That must have autocorrected. School buses with no... It did autocorrect, that jerk.
One room schoolhouses and not a single seat
Not
belt.
a single belt in the whole house. Lack of congressman age limits.
Thank
Brad
you.
says, what? That's what is this? A fax machine? Door-to-door salesman? Checks? Baloney? So,
Well read.
thanks.
Madison McCullough, you're back. You got this, mama.
Got this, Madison, my mama.
Thanks in advance for the poll. Everyone vote.
Congratulations on your new baby, Madison.
Let's do honorable mentions.
Got plenty of them.
Caught
You want to just go
1,000.
around?
Yeah.
Timon, you got a bunch, right?
nope.
You start.
Okay. I had bad visual effects in high budget movies.
Okay.
Classic time and
Yeah, it's
But
totally.
just
It is,
like-
sometimes it is kind of amazing. Like this is clearly a green
It's
screen.
like it's incredible. This is a $150 million movie, and I can very easily tell it's fake.
That's what it is.
So it's and I know why. It's like people are overworked and underpaid and like tiny time limits.
Let's not
and
get
stuff.
political, Timon.
I'm sorry.
You have to ask permission if you're going to go into
specifically visual effects artists. It's not political.
No, yeah. I loved the show Dave on Hulu. The season finale of season 3, he finally meets Drake. They get Drake to be on the show. They haven't used a green screen for a single scene in 3 seasons of television. And then the final scene, he meets Drake in Africa, and it's just an awful green screen. It was very weird ending to the show.
Yeah,
It's like,
what?
why is it a green screen? The last scene.
Why can't you just find a place that looks like Africa in LA?
I don't even know if it needs to be
wherever.
Africa. Not pivotal to the point.
Okay, it
Just-
wasn't like you have to be in Africa for
No,
this part.
it was dumb. Why did you?
Interesting.
Poor green screen. I get it.
All right, my first one, actually the thing that sparked this whole idea, and I didn't think it was a great answer, was graffiti. It's like, why are people still doing that?
Still,
That doesn't seem like a fun enough thing to keep up with the trend.
okay.
Like I was driving down I-35 yesterday, and yeah, there was like a pretty new overpass bridge, and it had graffiti on already. I was like, really? That's still going on,
Guys, I think we're better than this.
People are still sneaking around doing that, and doing a pretty good job, by the way.
Pretty cool bubble letters, guys.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting, but that still exists.
That's okay. Second one I ever wrote down. I wrote radio, then I wrote Pandora.
I wrote down Pandora as well.
Yeah, what are they up to?
They seem like they lost the minute Spotify got invented.
Yeah, but I know they're still around, and I'm shocked they still exist.
They still exist because of the Chuck Grassleys of the world.
Yep.
They're like, Pandora is cool.
I got Adele Radio.
The homeschoolers of the world or something. Like
My sister does love it.
Some homeschoolers that use Pandora.
Yeah, there you go.
What is it just Spotify but not as popular?
It's like Spotify radio, basically, where you're like, hey, I like this song. Play me
Justin
a whole
Bieber.
playlist of it.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You don't get to pick the songs.
And for a while, it was awesome. Like
In high
college,
school?
or maybe it was high school for you. Yeah, I was like, this is great. But it's seen its day. Time, you got any more?
Nope.
Great.
All right. Permission to not, I don't even know if this is political. I didn't know this until a couple years ago, that these two things, maybe we'll say them in funny accents so YouTube doesn't know exactly what we're saying. We'll say the Triple K.
Oh, okay.
Had no idea the Triple K was still around.
Yeah, that is kind of wild.
It's like, surely the people in it know that's a bad idea.
Kind of took my racism pick, but yeah.
And then the other racism pick, Naziz Ansari.
Yeah. Where was that? Season? Sorry. Like, was it the St. Louis Capitol building?
I don't know
if it was St. Louis. Or recently, whole group
St.
of
Louis
Naziz.
Capitol building.
Doesn't make any sense.
That's what I think.
What did I see then? Somewhere east of us, there were a whole group of Naziz Ansari's like protesting. It's like, you guys are going out in public this way?
Yeah.
You like you claim to be this?
I know. I had no idea.
What do you like about them?
I don't know. What about history makes you think it's a good idea?
We already know that's the wrong side of history. It's one thing to be caught up in Hitler's speeches back there. You're like, I kind of like this guy. I think he's a good leader. And then now you're like, geez, I was wrong.
Got good tone. What can I say? And now it's like, that was a bad idea.
Knowing what we know now, I don't think that's the side
We
you
should
would
not be
choose.
smoking, and we should not be in disease.
No, thanks.
All right, your
Did you
turn.
find it, Timon? St. Louis Capitol building?
Oh.
I thought that's what you're looking up. It's okay
I'm
if you
sorry.
weren't. Not important. Third thing I wrote down, I went radio, Pandora, and then super unleaded gas.
Well,
And reason being, I've just never heard of anyone getting it.
oh,
I just never, I just don't know who, maybe I need to be in a different tax bracket, but like, you just get unleaded or you get diesel.
I know a guy,
You know a super unleaded guy?
and you do too.
Is it high maintenance Ian?
Nope. That's a great thought, though.
He works for a car dealership. I don't know.
No, Zach Warehand one time.
What?
I borrowed his car, and it was like a BMW.
Toss you the keys. Hey, super unleaded only.
He did. He was like, hey, FYI, it takes whatever, the premium gas. I was like, okay, buddy.
Who?
Sure it does.
Okay.
Fine. Yeah. It was also the first car I'd ever seen that like didn't have like a shift for like the, like, you know, like, yeah, it was a dial
touch.
or a touch. I can't remember one of them.
Super unleaded.
That still exists? Cheese Whiz?
America will always have a health problem. Cheese Whiz is going to be around for a while.
Well, it's fine that America has a health problem, but like have a health problem for something that's a little bit more delicious than Cheese Whiz. Like that, the crazy thing is that, yeah, Cheese Whiz exists enough, or like people buy it enough that these companies still say like, that's a viable thing for us to spend thousands, if not millions of dollars producing with these very high-tech machines.
Yeah.
Isn't
that just make cheese
nasty
whiz.
cheese stuff.
Like aerosol cheese. Yeah.
Aerosol cans.
Gross. Ew.
I liked it growing up. I mean,
Really?
I thought it was so fun to do. Like, watch this. I have a cracker. Now I have cheese on it.
I
That
think
was
that's
wild.
The only pro. I don't think that cheese itself is it. From what I remember, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Time, have
it
you
still
heard-
exists.
Have you heard the story, probably an old episode, of my friend Ty pulling out Cheese Whiz during karaoke?
I don't think so.
All right, you'll get to it eventually.
Sounds good. I'll look
Who
forward
wants some
to it.
cheese whiz? Next on my list was Jimmy Carter. He still exists?
Oh, is he still
President Jimmy Carter. He's 99 years old.
still kicking?
Yeah, he looks like a mummy, but he's still around.
Yeah, I don't
not
have
shocking.
much in common with him. The Simpsons. Do you know it's still running?
Oh, is it really? New episodes?
I think so.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Yeah.
All right. I've talked about this before. Drives me nuts. I don't understand it. The square footage of banks That still exists. What are we building 3-story banks for?
Oh, okay.
What's going on in there?
Yeah, what's the inner workings of
And I'm
that
not
second and
talking
third
Lower
story?
Manhattan. This is where Chase Bank. This is where people work for corporate Chase. I'm talking Shawnee Mission Parkway, where I live. Guarantee Spank. Well, Spank? Guarantee Bank. Where guarantee is spelled wrong. Why do you have a 2-story massive new building?
It's spelled wrong?
Guarantee with a Y? You ever notice that?
No? Really?
Why do they do that? Just banks in general. Why do you have such big buildings?
I'm stopped up on the misspelled guarantee.
What about when I said guarantee Spank? You stopped up on that?
Not compared to guarantee with a Y.
Yeah.
I would never give money to that thing.
Guarantee Bank. Let me just double check myself. I've been wrong about a lot of stuff recently. Yeah, there it is. All right.
Wow. Okay. My next one is pyramid schemes. Why are people still falling for pyramid schemes? MLMs, I can kind of get behind, which are a little different, but like, to me, it's just like, there's too many of them. They still exist. We're still doing that. We're still meeting somebody for coffee that we haven't hung out with for 14 years. That still exists.
That's not it. I'm with you.
I should write a song about that and do it on Comedy Tour.
Ooh.
Get an Herbalife.
Yeah,
think?
that could be fun.
Get an Herbalife. Or
Yeah, like you go around like peddling these products. You're like a cosmetic Pablo Escobar.
yeah, that's good.
Okay. Next, permission to categorize a few different options.
Granted, unless it's food.
It's not food. This is Rachel came up with a lot of these. She was like, there's a list of things that still exist that like American culture has memed them and made fun of them so much that we know they're looked down upon, yet they still exist. For example, Karen haircuts.
All right, what does that look like?
Like the John and Kate +8, like her haircut.
Okay. Just like a little like shortcut or something?
Yeah, shortcut. On that same note, things that we all know are just like weird and bad, like Mountain Dew pajama pants. Those still exist
Yeah, like that's the thing. They're making thousands of those on purpose
because people will buy them.
because they know people out there love them. So, and somebody does. That's cheese wizards of the world love them.
Yeah. Leashes for kids at amusement parks. Those people get made fun of constantly, yet they still leash their kids.
Must work for some people.
And then last one I thought of, like flat build, like Monster Energy hats.
The Rob Dyrdeks of the world.
Yeah, like I just feel like
It's just like a subculture. Yeah. Mountain Dew people.
There's Mountain Dew and
All right, I got a few here. Those are all of them. Or you got some.
those are the categories of things that culture looks down upon.
I'll do two food ones. First of all, I don't think they have any like brick and mortar restaurants anymore. But I was at Aldi the other day. Bob Evans still kicking. Bob Evans.
Oh, Robert Evans.
He's still kicking. Bob Evans. Yeah, you ever heard of Bob Evans?
Definitely heard the name, but what is it?
It was like I've only been there once because I feel like that's the funny thing. This is so like suburban, Olathe, whatever. But like I felt like it was like a rich person place back in the day.
Well,
which
I'd
I don't
love
think
to go
it
to
was.
Bob's.
But I think it was like maybe just like $2 more expensive, and so I think we've never really went there. But I think it was kind of like a Denny's, like a breakfast kind of spot, maybe.
Yeah.
The last thing I would have guessed is a food place.
Oh yeah, it's a food place. It's
Yeah.
a restaurant. Yeah, kind of like a Denny. Maybe more like a. But also, I think they had lunch like Applebee's or whatever.
There might be one in Branson still now that I'm thinking about it.
That makes perfect sense. Bob Evans and Branson.
Yeah.
And then also Long John Silver is another one that's just like,
Dude.
we have one by our house, like
Yeah.
kind of close to our house. And it's always got 4 or 5 people in the drive-thru line. Long John Silver's A&W combo.
I wrote down Captain D's on my list.
Okay. That's like a seafood place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had one in Bolivar, which maybe it doesn't exist. But yeah, drive-through seafood. Gross. In Bolivar.
Bolivar, Missouri.
How do you feel about Bing as a search engine?
Dude, I feel better about Bing than one of the ones on my list, which was MySpace. One of the guys that, like the guy that trained me at Cerner, obsessed with Bing. Obsessed with Bing.
Really?
Like, was like so convinced it was better than Google, tried to prove it to us every day. By the end of our training, I was like, it might be.
He won't quit.
But guess what? I'm not going to use it. Like, it's just
Sorry, bud.
Sorry, Bing. Yeah, just search engines in general that are not Google.
Trying to compete. Yeah. I
Yahoo.
wouldn't.
Yahoo in general.
Yeah. I wrote my next thing on my list was AOL.com.
American Online.
Is that what you wrote?
I wrote down. Yeah,
Oh, that's fun.
And then because I saw a stat and I looked it up, they still have 1.5 million users that spend $10 every year on AOL.
What are they spending money on?
To have their account.
Oh, wow.
And guess what? My mother-in-law, 2 episodes in a row, making fun of her, she has an AOL.com email. So I don't know if she's spending $10 a year,
Wow.
but they're making $15 million a year. That's something that you can do free 25,000 other places on the internet.
Yeah, you can do it 30 seconds. Let's see if our next one's the same. We'll say it at the same time.
1, 2, 3.
Capri's.
Capri's.
Redbox.
That was my last one.
Yeah, Redbox can't stick around much longer, right?
I mean, I would have said that 4 years ago.
That's a good point.
Netflix has been doing just fine for a long time.
I got one last one.
Okay.
Just We Buy Gold stores. I'm just so curious what goes on in there.
I'm fairly sure the one closest to us on like 151st, it has like an escape room below it.
Below it?
Below it. I think it's like also like under the building, they like use that space for like an escape room. Like,
Really?
This sounds like a cool place
Like
to be.
151st and 69, that one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been to that one before.
I just don't. When I was looking for Bondi locations, I feel like I kept being in nice areas of Kansas City, and I kept seeing Vape Haven and We Buy Gold. And it's like, it is expensive to rent here. How are you guys doing this?
Yeah, you're like-
We Buy Gold?
You're like seeing the numbers now. You're like, okay, I'm more intrigued now than ever before.
Yeah, batteries and bulbs. How can you afford this?
Batteries and bulbs?
Batteries and bulbs. Yeah, there's so many stores that I just
So specific like that.
that I just wonder how they're making it.
Batteries and bulbs, never heard of that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, dude.
I mean, We Buy Gold, I guess I don't know. I'd be more inclined to buy something like that in person than batteries and bulbs. I'll order double A's online all day. You know what I mean?
And it's true. I feel like it's kind of appealing to like if you have something like some jewelry you want to sell, you want to like get a physical person to like look at it, you know?
Hey, it was my last honorable mention. Okay, that was
No,
the reason
I'm
it was
just-
last.
I'm just trying to think through why they are the way. Like I don't
right.
even know if that's what it is. Is
Maybe
it a
they don't
jewelry
even-
store, or is it like
We Buy Gold is how they get you in the door, and then they
Is
upsell
it
you
a
on the
pawn
escape
shop?
room.
Then it's an escape room.
I don't know what We Buy. Yeah, I've never been one. Fun. Okay, that's been Smores. It's a long segment. I hope you guys love it.
That still exists.
People are asking for s'mores, so we're giving it to them. Get on our Facebook group, vote, or just say the segments that you like, and we're more likely to do them if people request them enough. So
That's right, Brad.
that's right.
That's right.
Let's end this episode off, Jake. I got to go home to my sick family.
Okay,
It's gonna be awesome.
I'm not going to say anything about this improv group. I'm just going to let the videos speak for themselves.
Oh, fun.
Rachel just texted me a few. Am I still synced up over there, Timon?
Looks like you are.
All right.
Just pull. I think it's quicksand. I think we deal with this every day. We just pull. And a 1, and a 2, and a heave.
So, I'm telling you, I'm not your Cinderella. The shoes do not fit. The glass, I don't wear glass slippers. I don't even know why you're in my house.
You look really good in glass slippers is why. Look, I've been scouting all over for glass slipper feet.
What was
Pretty
the
cool,
game
huh?
there?
I don't know.
They were in quicksand, and then they were talking about glass slippers. I guess you weren't really watching it. You were preparing.
I was side stage when they went on stage, and right off the bat, their first improv game, they're like, "All right, give us the name of a story that should have been written but doesn't exist." And so someone gives them the title of like a made-up book title. It's like, "All right, this is the reading of that book title," and then they went every other word, writing the book on the fly, which seems like the hardest thing to do, and they
Yeah.
started off with it. I mean, that seems like the highest degree of difficulty to make funny.
Was it at all?
And after that, I said, all right, I'm going to go in my room. And I
Okay,
shut the door.
okay.
And anyway, so those are Rachel's video. That was Rachel's
Yeah.
video that she sent me. So
As
it
far
was interesting.
as you coming on stage and following somebody, would you rather follow somebody bad or good,
Great question.
or like scale of 1 to 10? Where's the right point?
Great question. I think about that all the time
Uh-huh.
because it's like, you don't want someone to like, I don't want to follow Nate Bargatze,
Mm-hmm.
but I think there's value in someone warming up the crowd and being funny and everyone's in a good mood.
Yes.
But I could also see value in like, okay, we haven't laughed in 45 minutes. We are dying to laugh.
We need somebody to bring some energy. Into
We're
this.
so excited to see someone new. So I can justify either one, but
Yeah, because you don't want people to be in a bad mood because this guy, they're not having fun at this thing.
yeah.
That's tough.
But it did make me excited. I feel like we could do some improv.
Okay.
I feel like we could knock it out.
Yeah.
It's fun.
April 12th, baby.
April 12th.
Just a little variety show.
Let's do a little bit.
Come on. Have we talked about that on the podcast? I think we did.
I think just a little bit, yeah. Brother Ray.
That's right. Come on out if you want to. New City Church is the people putting it on at the Doubletree.
Yeah.
It's going to be legit.
Near Guaranteed Bank.
Guarantee? I can't believe that. Guarantee Bank and Trust. That's too bad.
Yeah, I don't know if there's actually one in Kansas City, but I know I've seen that bank before and just been like, that still exists? Maybe it's more in Springfield. Either way.
That makes more sense now. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
okay.
Yeah.
Springfield. Anything else? Oh, win of the week, comment
Win
of
of
the
the
week.
I got 3 wins. They're going to be quick. Are you ready for them? Are you ready for them? Number 1, I finally figured out how to get text messages on my iMessage on my computer.
Oh, I'm sorry you were going without that.
It was on my old one, and so I thought maybe that was the issue. And then basically I just signed out and signed back in on my phone, and then it gave the option of turn on iMessage or text messages.
Easy.
So now two-factor authentication, no problem, right there on the phone or on the computer.
Bada bang, bada boom.
Another, let's see, what was my other one that was technological? Oh, I also noticed that Gmail has if you hover over an email, you can unsubscribe right there. Did you know that? Like in your
Mobile,
inbox.
desktop.
Really? Yeah, because I've been really into unsubscribing to things recently. For like 2 months though. Like I still.
You can.
Is that cool?
That's nice. See
more you
ya,
know.
JP Morgan Wealth. See ya, LoopNet. See ya, SoFi. I don't need any of this.
Yeah, you. I guarantee you have a lot of crap emails. I just know you.
You are right. It looks a lot like my garage. You are right.
Your garage.
I have some problems.
Okay, and then my last one of the week is I was probably going, we'll say 46 and a 35. I kind of ran a yellow light, and a police officer drove towards me, and was driving with me for let's call it 2 minutes.
Ooh, you get nervous?
I turned the corner, they go straight. Wow. Win of the week, baby.
Scary.
The best feeling ever. When
Yeah, they're looking up your plates probably.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna.
That goes from the worst feeling ever to the best.
Truly, it is. It's like I wasn't even in a hurry. Why were you going fast right there? Why'd you just stop at the red lights? Fine.
You know what that reminds me of? Every now and then, like you'll feel like, oh man, I got a little bubble gut. I got something going on. Am I getting sick? Like, am I going to throw up today? And then you just let it rip.
Ooh, you trust those?
And it was just
I
like
get
a
worried about
massive
them.
fart. And you're like,
That's it.
I'm
We're
good.
dude. Yeah.
it was just one biggin.
I don't know what's going on. It's like clockwork though with Rosie, and I'm talking. It sounds like a rat tat 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 tat. It's every night at dinner. Only at dinner though, not at
She's like
breakfast or lunch.
sputtering out.
And she just smiles. She thinks it's the funniest thing. She just, I mean, and it's that long sometimes.
Really?
Or it's like 2 of them. And she just smiling, just kind of shrugging her shoulders. And she feels better. Win of the
That's
week
awesome,
for Rosie.
Rosie. Yeah, win of the week for Rosie.
She's regular.
Mama.
All right, those are my wins.
My win of the week has just been a good time that I've gotten with dudes
Dudes.
lately. Just dudes. So yeah, specifically this week, I met some new friends. Alex from the UK talked about that. Other people via pickleball, but also went and worked at Summer Moon with Joe. Just he and I one-on-one. Ended up not working that much. We just talked, had a good conversation.
Good.
That same day, went and had lunch with Calvin Beck. And we
I
went to
saw
Torchies
him.
together.
Saw him earlier that day. He's like, yeah, I'm getting lunch with Jake later. I was like,
Yeah.
fun.
So just win of the week. Good time with dudes.
That's great. Yeah.
Papas.
Good dudes. Good dadas. Time you got to win.
Yeah, I ran a mile in like 6 minutes and 43 seconds.
Let's
Oh,
go.
yeah. I forgot to bring it up. Timon's texted me, said, just ran a 6:42 mile and I'm ready for Jesus to take me home, which is impressive, dude.
Thanks.
We talked on that live stream we did about you racing Steve Coop, but
Yeah.
now, I mean, you're going to have like a full lap disadvantage or something. I don't know.
Wow. How fast do you think Rachel could run one? If she
8:15.
really?
Yeah.
She just seems so in shape that she could just turn it on. You know?
Maybe. Hey,
I don't know.
Hey,
I
maybe.
feel like Rachel like could just if the stakes were high, she could just like
She's just a she's
I
a
think like
competitor.
6.5.
Yeah.
6.5.
I mean,
She just seems like a freak
seems
of a
so
of a
athletic.
human. Yeah, just like
Yeah.
like has something in her that's like, if I want to, I could do whatever I want.
Dang.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I could be wrong.
I hope I'm wrong. I'll ask her.
Anybody that's a D1, like playing competitive high school, I feel like you know how to like dig deep and just find something for a small moment. If you've done D1, I think you could really find it.
Yeah. 6.5 is flying. Hey, we'll see though. I don't know if I've even talked about this on the podcast. For my birthday this year in August, I want to do track and field day.
Oh, fun.
I want to go to a track.
Ghostrunners Olympiad.
Yeah, Ghostrunners Olympiad
Yeah.
and just do a bunch of track events. Rachel is like even more excited about it than I am. Rachel really wants to make this happen. So
Javelin, hammer throw,
hurdles.
hurdles,
What else is on there?
not discus.
Dang it, we're done.
Track. Was it just a track? Is that one of them? Mm-hmm. Surely it was. The track. We'll do it on the track. Yep. Fun. Cool, man.
Comment of the week.
Oh my gosh.
Mine is from Samuelson at midnight last night, right when the episode came out. The episode was called Time in Search History. And Samuelson commented, "Horses near me," as if that would be time in search, which is very funny. So
I always am curious, like, does Samuelson stay up late, see the title, comment right away and go to bed? Or is he like a late night owl? You know, like,
yeah,
because I love it either way, because he is consistently right there on the comments. So,
good question.
comment of the week from me comes from Seth Van Dyke, 4848. Talking about his Pine Cove name. We talked about that last
Oh,
episode.
yeah.
He said, my Pine Cove name was Liar, Liar, Diaper on Fire. I'm sure parents were thrilled to leave their kids with me for a week.
That's awesome.
Can you imagine? Yeah, this kid, I mean, this guy was a stud of a guy, led my kid to Christ. I mean, my son is saying he wants to work at Pine Cove someday. Oh, really? And he went to Baylor? Yeah, he went to Baylor. Oh, well, my son's at Baylor right now. What's his name? I don't know if I remember it. No, can you look?
Come on.
My son says it's Liar, Liar, Diaper on Fire. Okay, yeah. Baylor kids are weird, so that makes sense. But
That's
thanks,
so
Seth.
funny. Yeah. Oh, I got to go back to camp next year. I hope I get in Liar, Liar, Diaper on Fire's cabin again.
Come on, LLDOF, please, please.
So wordy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, surely they have like a nickname for it, or just Liar, Liar, maybe.
Yeah. Fun. Good sode.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for encouraging us to do Smores again. Vote in our Ghostrunners Facebook group. And hey, couple bedrooms still available. Ghostrunners Getaway, Gulf Shores. We're going to the beach. We're going on the beach. All of us are going to be there. Me and Brad.
Time and someday when he turns 21.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, come on vacation with us. We'll see you then.
It'll be fun, guys. We love you. See you on Monday.
Ghostrunners Podcast. Everybody